Enlighten TV presents to you all the major headlines today, the 27th day of June 2020. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers. Depending on time and location you're watching us from, you're welcome to Enlighten TV, home of trending news, where we publish news on politics and entertainment. Another trending news today, the headline reads, Edo, I'll live up to ideals of PDP. Obaseki assures. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Here are the news in detail. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has promised to live up to the ideals of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) following his emergence as the party's candidate in the state governorship election slated for September this year. Obaseki started this yesterday shortly after he was presented with a certificate of return by the leadership of the party in Abuja, accompanied by the Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu, Kenneth Hima Swabong, and Gideon Hikine, two aspirants who stepped down for him in the race for the ticket. Obaseki lamented his ordeal and the treatment meted out to him and Shaibu in the past few years. He thanked the National Working Committee (NWC) led by Prince Uche Secondus, while noting that the people of Edo State have resolved to follow him en masse to the People's Democratic Party (PDP) ahead of the forthcoming election. What all these occurrences in the last fortnight tell me is that there is a hand of God that orders things, especially here in Edo State and in Nigeria. I want to commit to you that in line with the ideal and motto of this party, me and my deputy, by the grace of God, who is going to be my running mate for the September 19 election, because you do not change a winning team, I want to commit to you that we shall promote the ideals of this great party, and you can always count on us. Whatever the National Working Committee calls on us, whenever they call on us, we will be there. We will be readily available to lead and to offer our services. We have no choice, because from what I have seen from my brothers, governors in this party, what they have done and what they did for us in the party and how they revived my political career, I have never seen that level of commitment and love showed to me. I and my deputy are very grateful to this great party. Like I said, you will never know what God has destined for us and you. In our hours of tribulation, when we were pushed out in the rains and storms from our political party, you came out with that huge umbrella to give us cover and shelter. It was only when we entered the house that we then realized that this was the house we should have been in the first instance, because we now saw that the values in the house are the values we cherish and the values we live for. Values of justice, values of law and order, values of care for our people and putting the people first. These are the values we have always been in pursuit of, which we found in this new house, where we have been graciously accommodated. We must thank members of the National Working Committee, The quality of governance and response that I have witnessed has enabled us achieve much in less than 1 week. We want to tell you that we are very grateful, and we want to assure you that the Do people told us what the Do people told us: wherever we go, wherever you go, we will go. They will go. On further consultation, they told us that there was a party where most of them cared for. They told us to go and explore the possibility of us doing back there. So, by the grace of God, we have no doubt that victory is going to be ours come September 19. He also thanked the trio of Honorable Omoregie, Obedie, Ihama, Kenneth Ima Zwabong, and Gideon Ikene for graciously stepping down for him, even as he assured them of inclusiveness in the scheme of things. In his remark, Chairman of the Do Electoral Committee and Governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, thanked the leadership of the party for the opportunity to serve, even as he maintained that the exercise rancor-free. There was no rancor. There was no confusion. Our eyes were on the ball. We kept the rules and regulations established in the tradition of a party for holding primaries. It was transparent, free, and fair. At the end of the day, we discussed extensively, and 3 of the contestants mooted the idea of stepping down voluntarily, which they did the following day. To the weaknesses of everybody, they voluntarily stepped down because of the qualities of Governor Godwin Obaseki and because of the kind of leadership we have given. But because of the provision of the Electoral Act, we went ahead and held the primaries to the glare of everyone. We have the categorization invalid because of the invalidation or voluntary withdrawal of the candidates and one lone candidate, which was His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki. The elections were held, and of course, at the end of the day, all the leaders were peaceful. Yes, peaceful indeed. We had some few cases of people agitating one or more delegation, but we knew it was because of the COVID-19 that did not allow us to conclude on our ward elections. But certainly, because the PDP is a family under your able leadership, everyone and everything fell in line. After the election, we had 72 invalid votes, and Governor Godwin Obaseki scored 1,952, with the total votes cast being 2,024. Everything went in line with the accredited vote test, and we have the result the result is here with us. And other documents where other candidates voluntarily agreed to step down. And for the first time in Edo, we have a rancor-free election where there was no mistrust, no suspicion, no infight. Everybody was in line, and of course, even our elders were there, members of the board of trustees, elders of the party, the youth, the women. Everybody applauded the election. Excellency, I'm happy to be part of this process. I am very happy to report that all the governors that we went, they really worked tirelessly to make sure that all our differences and challenges were resolved. We observe that at the end of the day, we are ready, and Edo is ready for capture, to be won by this very important party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP. I am very sure and confident, that Edo is going to fall in line within the realm of good governance of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and I hereby submit the report with all the details and attachment. Wow, this is amazing yet incredible. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. God bless all. We urge at this point to drop your comment. Let's get a hear from you. What do you think should be done in time like this to help foster the zeal and impetus of the people of the state? Drop your comment. Let's get a hear from you. Do you think Governor Godwin Obaseki will do better in PDP than he was in APC in style of governance? Drop your comment. Let's get a hear from you. What do you think should be done in Edo State that have not yet been done as a move to ensure things are right in place to fulfill the will of the Almighty God? Drop your comment. Let's get a hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you. Great viewers, we are delighted to welcome you back to Enlighten TV, home of trending news, where we publish news on politics and entertainment. We are very passionate about Nigerian politics, Nigerian business leaders. That is the reason why we dig deeper without borders and without fears or favor. We are so delighted to have you back. Today's headline reads, APC crisis. Any further attacks on Amechi will be resisted. Party chieftain warns Tinubu. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Here are the news in detail. Former National Publicity Secretary of the defunct People Democratic Party, PDP, and chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Chief Eze Chukwuemeka Eze, has called on the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to leave Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi alone. Eze, in a statement sent to Politics Nigeria on Wednesday night, asked Tinubu to also resign in the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Drainage and Water Resources, Joe Ibokwe, over his recent comment on Amechi. Inconsequential as it may seem, those recent paradoxical and absurd statements credited to the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Drainage and Water Resources, Joe Ibokwe, against the personality of the Transportation Minister, Right Honorable Chibuike Amechi, calls for a serious concern. Ibokwe had rented on the Honorable Minister of Transport and South leader of the APC, Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, may be dropped by President Muhammad Buhari if he fails to stop the Rivers State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC from embarrassing Nigerian APC. Furthermore, Ibokwe said he, Amechi, may be compelled to drop his position if he cannot call you fake APC members to order, even when you could not deliver a single councillor in that due selfish sense of superiority and imposing some fake and inordinate power you do not have. This is the kind of political stupidity that led Wike to dislodge you, fake Buharist in Rivers. Meaningless bravado, selfishness, self-importance, hustling tendencies with nothing to put on the table in the real problem. Too much noise from Rivers, Joe Ibokwe added. Reacting to the Shuri embarrassment and challenges, former National Publicity Secretary of the defunct New People Democratic Party, NDPDP, and chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Chief Eze Chukwu Emeka Eze, described the comment as a mere balderdash emanating from a political wiper in an attempt to engage him in an undue bandy. In a statement made available to media houses, the party chief wondered why, when Ibokwe took up an appointment as presidential spokesman, he cautioned the Lagos APC chieftain to pay a more detailed attention and channel his energy to his primary assignment of cleaning up dirty drainages in Lagos and stop being a busybody. The party chief said there was more to the political drama that was displayed in Rivers State during the 2019 election than mere eye could see. He said national forces from within and outside the APC fueled the crisis in a bid to weaken and pull down the transportation minister, giving him his towing and intimidating political profile in Nigerian politics. He said Rivers APC has found a path of peace with the new state executive committee under the watch of Dr. Dave Sokote, following the adoption of more pragmatic approaches towards solving the problem within the party. Eze reminded Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he once acknowledged Amechi as the general of the common sense revolution that swept off PDP from power, besides for a man to have led President Buhari campaign organization on 2 occasions and succeeded becoming the first African to achieve that, and for a nobody like Joe Ibokwe to use unkind words on him shows how frustrated he has become, and probably to create a rift between you and Amechi. On the crisis currently ravaging APC, that's the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party at the center and in some states, Nigerians are not deceived, as the ambition of one man is the fire tearing down the party, but God will help us to rescue our party from such a problem and woeful forces. Eze assured Tinubu that further attack on the person and personality of Amechi will be resisted, as we will not allow the life of Joe Ibokwe or whatever he represents to bring down Amechi, that this day newspaper presented as a minister of the decade. The party chief said President Muhammadu Buhari and indeed all well-meaning Nigerians have continued to commend Amechi for his style of service delivery, which has translated into a massive development in railway infrastructure as a critical element of economic development and job creation in the area. Chivese and Right Honorable Amechi remains an iconic political heavyweight to reckon with in the politics of Nigeria, given to his numerous achievements and track records in public services. He called on Ahmed Bola Tinubu to tame Ibokwe and tone down his barbaric wilderness in the public space, stressing that Honorable Amechi has earned much respect and public confidence in leadership and should be reasonably shielded from wicked people, he asserted. Wow, this was amazing yet very incredible. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. God bless all. We urge you at this point to drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. What do you think should be done in time like this? Do you think this assertion is in the right direction? Drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. What do you think will be the reaction of Amechi on his personality in these days during this PDP crisis? Because a lot of people are coming out with views, different views all over Nigeria. some people are of the opinion that President Buhari have broken down Oshimole and Tinubu and and other heavyweights in the APC with the vision to project himself come 2023 in APC as the strongest man among the duo. What do you think about it? Drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. What do you think is the soul of the APC party amid this crisis? Do you think after Buhari dissolving the National Working Committee, the party is going to become stronger and more robust? What's your view? Or do you think the party is going to weaken down into more and more crisis? Because even Oshimele and his factions are now coming up with some allegations that they are going to resist the National Working Committee, the new system set up by Buhari. What do you think will be the outcome of these tussles in APC? Drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you. Great viewers, this is Enlighten TV, home of trending news where we publish news on politics and entertainment. Another trending news today, you welcome back. The headline reads, Oshimole inherited the crisis in APC, says Eben Bubel. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Yeah, the news in detail. Mr. Simon Ebe Bulem is the Commissioner for Special Projects in Imo State and was the Chief Press Secretary to the former National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Comrade Adams Oshimole. He spoke shortly after the APC governorship primary election in Edo State. It was a very successful one, and we were happy that today the APC in Edo State now has a candidate for the September 19 governorship election. Before now, we had a lot of threats and there were tensions, particularly after the gazette was published by the state government, but the party sent a very powerful committee led by distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, the governor of Imo State, who ensured that the primary election was well organized. A lot of people defied the early morning rain because of the enthusiasm, which was an indication that APC is still solid in Edo State, and we are very optimistic that APC will return the state by the grace of God. There is no division in Edo APC, but we had some people who were desperate and were trying to destroy the party due to their personal interest. There is no division in Edo State, but we have to put ourselves together. These people are talking about how now in PDP, the APC in Edo State is one led by Colonel David Imuse, retired, who is recognized by the NWC. Today, you can see that APC is moving forward. We have a solid candidate who will beat Governor Godwin Obaseki of the People's Democratic Party at the next general election. Obaseki mobilized opposition against the defection of Eze Iyamu, who was coming into the party. He made his ward chairman to deny that he issued Eze Iyamu membership card and resisted the waiver granted to him to contest. Yet, the same Obaseki went to PDP, and in less than 3 days, he was granted waiver. Today, if you conduct an election 100 times in any of the wards on the platform of any party he has decamped to, you will find out that he cannot win. Chief John Odigie Oyegun is one of the elders of this country that I respect so much. He had been there before as national chairman of a party, as the People's Democratic Party, or the All Progressive Congress. And it is funny to hear some of the things he says today. Most of the things he said today, he couldn't do them when he was national chairman of a party. He actually created the mess that Comrade Adams Oshimole is in and was trying to clear. Most of these crises they are talking about in several states were created by the Oyegun-led NWC. There was no party when Oshimole came. Oshimole came to manage the crisis that was created. But for Oshimole, a lot of more people would have left the APC, as at the time Saraki and others left. But Oshimole managed to keep them down. He held down a lot of them and negotiated with them. Look at Rivers. The crisis was there before Oshimole came in. The crisis in Imo State APC was there before Oshimole came. The crisis in Zamfara was already there before Oshimole came in. It was just that they now became manifest and escalated because the party was already going into election when Oshimole came in, and it is now looked as if this crisis arose when he was the national chairman. That is not true at all. Oshimole inherited all of them and had been managing them from inception. These crises were created by individuals due to their ambitions in the various states. APC under Oshimole was intact apart from some few selfish individuals who were already thinking about 2023 presidential election and started this plot immediately. President Muhammad Buhari was sworn in for his second term. They don't mean well for the party. They don't mean well for Mr. President. They are the ones trying to distract the president, and Oshimole was trying to say, no, we must run the party accordingly to the constitution and ensure that we support our president to deliver what he promised Nigerians. APC will reclaim Edo State. With the emergence of Pastor Eze Iyamu as our candidate, APC will come together in the state. The party will reunite. We are united. Just watch out. You will find out that most of the local government chairmen are with Eze Iyamu. A few weeks to the election, they will abandon him, Obaseki. Most of them are not ready to go to PDP. At the end of the day, we will be a loner because all these people that he is trying to force into PDP are originally children of Adams Oshimole.
These are people that comrade groomed over the years politically. Oshumole made the APC very strong in Edo, in the South, and in Edo State, and his children are still here intact. Even if Oshumole is in America and you conduct an election, his candidate will beat Obaseki. So we are not scared at all. Obviously, that is their game plan. They planned it in a way that some of them would go and some would stay and continue to cause trouble in APC, but APC is too formidable that they will not succeed. That was why they have instituted several court cases, both at the state and national levels, against our candidate, but they will still fail. Most of the cases they took to court showed that they don't even understand the workings and the constitution of our party. But we are optimistic that the court will interpret to these people the constitution of the All Progressive Congress, APC, how one becomes a member, how primary elections are conducted in the party. These people want to force their illegal pattern on us, but we are ruled by laws, and we believe that these laws supersede their personal interests. They are just there on destructive mission, but they will fail, and they will fail again. They failed in stopping the primary election, and they will also fail again in all their evil plots to make sure we don't have a candidate in Edo State. If not for Comrade Adams Shumule, who is Godwin's Obaseki in politics. Oshumule brought him to government to rehabilitate him. His company was not doing well. He was broke. So I am shocked when he claimed that he sponsored Oshimule's election in 2007 rather. Wow, this is incredible and really amazing. Thank you very much for watching this video today, and God bless us. We urge you at this point to drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Are you in support of Simon Egbe Mulem's accession? Drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Why do you think he's in support of Adams Shimule against Godwin Obaseki? Drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you. Great viewers, welcome back to Enlighten TV, home of trending news, where we publish news on politics and entertainment. Another trending news today, the headline reads, Imo Emelumba relieves Uzodima's fight in customs. Aviation assures on pension payment. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Here are the news in detail. Imo State Commissioner of Information Mbadiwe Emelumba filed these questions on recent happenings in the state. Here are the experts. Some pensioners protested recently in Owerri, claiming they were being owed 4 months arrears. Why is it taking long to pay them? First of all, I don't think that all those who demonstrated in Owerri were pensioners. The Nigerian Union of Pension (NUP) Imo State chapter came out strongly through their president, Dr. Josiah Ogochukwu, to say that his union does not know those who went on that protest. So one can rightly say that they are not pensioners. The NLC chairman in the state, Comrade Austin Chilaku, also disowned them. He even frowned at them. Both unions called them impostors and mercenaries. It was not government that did that. Those who engaged in that show of shame were sponsored by the opposition to score cheap political points. I even go further to say that those who used to benefit from the old order of stealing, that is, stealing the people's patrimony, hired those old men just to embarrass the government. But the plot failed because they were exposed. Secondly, it is only about 2 months of pension that was being delayed because of the ongoing verification exercise. This government came on board in January and started paying pensions immediately. In fact, the government sacrificed its February and March security votes to pay pensions. But when it was clear that there was monumental fraud in both the payroll and nominal roll of pensioners, government had to pause a while to cleanse the mess. And do you know why both the NLC and the NUP disowned those mercenaries? Simple. The leaders of the union know exactly how serious the governor is working hard to ensure that only genuine pensioners get paid at the end of the day and not some cowards who had infiltrated the pension scheme to commit all manner of fraudulent acts. You were reported as saying that 8 persons have been collecting 300 million from the pension scheme annually. How did that happen? You will be shocked if you were to see the atrocity being committed by a few against the state. Some current employees of government are receiving both pensions and salaries. There are multiple BVNs linked to few persons collecting pensions for hundreds of pensioners. There are multiple account numbers for non-existing pensioners. The most intriguing is that the number of pensioners is stagnant every year, even when people are retiring and dying. To make matters worse, we did not inherit any credible payroll scheme from the past government. Everything was in shambles, giving the perpetrators of the pension fraud a field day. It was in a bid to clean the mess of the past that His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma ordered that a system be sanitized to produce a credible and yet transparent payroll system for our pensioners. The organized labor is working with the government to achieve this. That is why they were shocked that some unconscionable people dragged frail men to the streets of Owerri in the name of protest against the good governance. But it appears as if your governor is fixated with this idea of sanitizing the payroll system while both workers and pensioners are complaining of hunger. That is not true. The government that is known is the most compassionate leader ever to rule Imo State, no less a person than Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu described him as a very kind man, concerned with the welfare of the masses. Even before he became governor, his house had always been a place where people gathered daily to receive one form of help or the other. Having said that, it will interest you to know that Uzodinma is also a thorough and painstaking man who is adverse to any form of indulgence, tardiness, and corruption. If there is anybody who wants workers and pensioners to be paid before 25th of every month, it is the man, Hope Uzodinma. But given his track record as a man who wants things done the right way, he insisted that the rot in the system should be cleaned up. He insisted that the system must be cleansed from the government to start on a clean sheet. Let me give you an example of what happened in the custom few years ago. When Senator Hope Uzodinma was appointed the Senate Committee Chairman on Custom and Excise, many thought it would be business as usual, with the agency periodically settling the committee, but they were in for a surprise. In the course of his oversight functions, Senator Hope Uzodinma, with his committee members, unearthed monumental fraudulent activities being perpetrated in a custom. The federal government was losing billions of naira in revenue to a fraudulent tariff regime. Officers, conniving with companies and others, were ripping off the federal government of its treasuries. He sought the approval of the Senate for a thorough investigation. At the end of the exercise, that committee saved billions of naira for the government and also recovered billions for those who were manipulating duty and exercise. The sanitization of the customs gave room for the quantum leap in revenue for the government from that sector up till today. He did the same thing when he was Senate Committee Chairman on aviation. So he has a track record. So the man has a track record of performance and zero tolerance for corruption. So what is doing with the pension scheme in Imo is for the good of the pensioners and not for himself. Although he is human, susceptible to human frailties, Senator Hope Uzodinma harbors corruption and fraud in whatever color. He is scandalized to know that a few people have been feeding fat on the common patrimony of the Imo people. That is what he wants to stamp out, and he owes no apology to anyone. He is not keeping the money for himself. He is not moved by materialism. He loves money and wealth only insofar as he are used for the common good and for the majority. That is why you cannot see any estate anywhere in Nigeria or abroad to his name, unlike some of his peers. Another question here, but when will this endless verification end for the pensioners to be paid. I assure you that the cleansing exercise is almost at the end. It will be over very soon, and the pensioners will be happy with the outcome because they will be receiving their pension regularly as at when due. But those whose names were fraudulently inserted will not be paid. Those whose names have multiple account numbers, dubious BVNs, and discrepancies in their record, using such to siphon 330 million annually from the purse of the state, will not be paid either. The other day in a radio program monitored in Owerri, you were quoted as saying that government will recover all the monies and property the pension fraudsters acquired. Is that correct? Yet another question. Very correct, my brother. In fact, I can say that it is the position of Imo leaders who mandated the governor to do so. During the Democracy Day celebration on June 12th, the governor gave a graphic account of what was happening. The leaders were so incensed that if they laid hands on any of the perpetrators, they would have been stoned to death. I think it was the chairman of Imo Elders Council, Dr. Edumud Onyebuchi, who moved it as a motion that the government should do everything possible to recover such loot from the pensions fraud, so that the government is carrying out the directive as it were. The government will prosecute all those behind the payroll fraud in the state, in addition to recovering the property they acquired with the money they fleet from the public treasury through fraudulent manipulation of the payroll. Yet another question. What is your advice to the pensioners in the state? The answer goes thus. Let me start by saying that they should believe in his governor. They should believe in this governor, our governor in Imo State. Imo State is in the safe hands of Hope Uzodinma as a governor. What is instructive here is that this government has been paying pensions since January. When it came into office, some pensioners had been paid off to March and April, as they admitted themselves. But along the line, there was need to clean the rot discovered in the pensions regime, so that was what caused the delay in paying the few outstanding months. So I will appeal to our senior citizens, our dear fathers and mothers, to exercise a little more patience. In no distant time, every pensioner in Imo will receive their pay, his or her pension, promptly as at when due. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. God bless us. We urge at this point to drop your comment. Let's go to hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you. Great viewers, welcome back to Enlighten TV, home of trending news, where we publish news on politics and entertainment. Another trending news today, the headlines reads, Ajimobi can't be forgotten in a hurry. Allow Oyedele. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Here are the news in detail. Just as the remains of Senator Abiola Ajimobi, the immediate past governor of Oyo State will be interred on Sunday. The gubernatorial candidate of the Alliance for Democracy AD in the 2019 general elections in the state, Engineer Hakeem Oyedele Alio, has declared that the people of the state will never forget the former governor in a hurry. Alao, while reacting on Ajimobi's, who died last Thursday at the age of 70, said the late politician was not a pushover in Nigerian politics. He said that the former governor made his mark in both private and public governance, particularly within the Nigerian political space. Aleo, in a statement signed by his media aide Omotayo Iyanda, maintained that when Ajimobi was in power, he was in firm control of the entire state. He said it took everybody by storm on the June 25 hearing the news of the passing away of the immediate past governor of Oyo State, Senator Isaac Abiola Ajimobi. However, we take solace in the hand of the Almighty God, as death is a divine arrangement which no human can alter. Senator Ajimobi, who made his foray into politics in 1999 by becoming the senator representing Oyo State Senatorial District in the Nigerian Senate from 1999 to 2003 and governor of Oyo State between 2011 and 2019 respectively, having retired as the managing director of a multinational oil company, has made his marks in both private and public governance, particularly within the Nigerian political space. About 3 months back, after the loss of his senatorial bid to return to the Nigerian Senate, the illustrious son of our dear state, Senator Ajimobi, was named the National Vice Chairman of the All Progressive Congress (APC) Southwest, and shortly after, before his death, and while in a hospital bed, he was named and announced as the acting national chairman of a party to salvage the party from the crisis rocking it. This is all a testimony that Senator Ajimobi was not a pushover in the Nigerian politics. Barring all his flaws and shortcomings, Senator Ajimobi was a governor of Oyo State whom we will never forget in a hurry. When he was in power, he was in the firm control of the state. As we are in a mournful moment in the state over the demise of our dear governor, this is yet another opportunity for all political and public office holders to rethink very deeply on the way they have been running the affairs of the state, which has been fraught with deceit and oppression. Whatever you are today, whatever you have become and have acquired in life, remember, death knocks on everybody's door one day. There is no gain in being selfish and oppressive while in power. As painful as death may be, it is at this time when his loyalists and party, the All Progressive Congress (APC), need him most. We can only take solace in the dear hand of the Almighty God. Beseech God to grant him eternal rest and grant his family and loyalists, especially Mrs. Florence Ajimobi, Governor Seji Makinde, whom the heavy blow have hit most, the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. We, the entire OHA team,
home and abroad. Pray the Almighty God to spare our governor, Senator Isaac Abiola Ajimobi, of the punishment of the hereafter. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. God bless. I will also at this point drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you very much once again, and God bless us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers, depending on time and location you are watching us from. You're welcome to Enlighten TV, home of trending news, where we publish news on politics and entertainment. Another trending news today, the headline reads, INEC worries over conflicting court orders, urges Nigerian Bar Association judiciary to be above board. We are passionate about Nigerian politics, Nigerian businesses and their leaders. We dig deeper without borders and without fears or favor. If this is your first time of watching any video in our channel, we urge you to click on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Here are the news in detail. Ahead of the September 19 governorship election in Edo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has expressed concern over the multiplicity of similar ex parte court orders, urging the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) and the judiciary to be above board in the discharge of their duty. National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee of INEC, Barrister Festus Okuye, gave the charge in a statement issued after the Commission's meeting on Thursday in Abuja. There have been a spate of ex parte orders secured by political gladiators ahead of the election in Edo State. The Commission is worried about the spate and rapidity of conflicting court orders, mostly obtained ex parte, involving substantially the same party on the same or similar grounds and from courts of coordinate jurisdiction on issues and challenges around the administration of political parties and conduct of party primaries. Some of the orders were obtained from court completely removed from the geographical area where the cause of action arose. The Commission is committed to obeying all court orders, but the speed, frequency, and conflicting nature of the orders leave it in an awkward and impossible position. We urge the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) to impress on senior members of the bar to put the country's interests and the judiciary above every other interest, and not allow personal considerations to outweigh their commitment to the profession, the rule of law, and due process. It is in the best interest of the bar and the bench not to do anything that would bring them into dispute. These calls have become necessary to draw attention to the uncertainties and threats posed by conflicting orders
on not only preparations for elections but also to the growth and development of our democracy. INEC stated. The commission said it would test run its policy and conducting elections within the context of the COVID-19 by using the election into the Nasarawa Central State constituency of Nasarawa State to fill the vacancy created by the health and the death of the Honorable Adamu Suleiman Ibrahim. The by-election will take place on the 8th of August 2020. The timetable and schedule of activities has been uploaded on the Commission's website. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. God bless us. We urge you at this point to drop your comment. Let's get to hear from you. Don't fail to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and the bell icon beside it to stay updated with all our latest news and updates. Thank you.